Hey guys, it's Ashley with Squared Up. Welcome to class. In today's session, you are definitely going to want a set of blocks or at least enough books to stack 4 to 6 inches tall. They're really going to come in handy in a few postures that we do where we're working on rotation through the core and the rib cage to help you really open up through the chest and shoulders. You might also want to keep them close by for the end of class when we move into our pigeon posture. Today, we really work on building up strength and stability through the hips and glutes as we work through a series of postures that will help you mimic the muscles and core movements behind throwing in softball and baseball, more specifically pitching and baseball, but also through your batting stance and your swing. Now, I just want to say this is not meant to be any type of mechanics lesson, changing anything about how you swing the bat or throw a baseball. It's really just working on building up the foundational muscles of the core, your abdominals, your lower back, the glutes, wrapping around into the strength of your quads and your hamstrings, where all the power comes from, right here in this area for those movements. So we just flow through a couple of postures that really work on the rotation in your core and building the strength in your hips, so that when you're in your athletic movement at full speed, you're able to have force and power because you have built the strength and the stability during these postures. So I hope you enjoy, and it's a little bit of a tough one, so hang in there. So let's go ahead and get a little warmed up with our breathing and our shoulders. Let's take the arms straight out to the side, palms face down, and just reach nice and long. Feel that opening up right here through the front side of your shoulder, down through your biceps, through your forearms, reach out through your thumbs and each finger. Just feel that all turning on, nice and active. Good. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, spread back out, and let's do some circles. Forward circles. Keep pressing out, active through your fingers, nice and strong. All right, and backwards. All right, and reach again. Lengthen your arms. Spread your chest nice and wide. Are you feeling that in your neck? Yeah. Stretch that out here in just a second. Okay, go ahead and set your hands down. Crawl your fingertips far away from you and then sit up nice and tall. Lift your head up off your shoulders as high as you can. Then lower one ear over to your shoulder. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a couple of nice long breaths. Even inhale and exhale as you count. Let's inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your chin to your chest. Ear over to the other shoulder. And one more. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your chin to your chest. Inhale, lift your arms and your head straight up. Exhale, arms back out to the side. Now flex your hands so you're pressing out through your wrist. Let's go ahead and switch our legs. Other foot comes up on top. Stacking knees. 2 ankles as much as you can. Good. Now point the fingers down. And fingertips go up. All right, let's do circles in our wrists. Both directions, other way. Okay, now bring your hands right around to the front. Open your fingers, spread them really wide apart. Then make a fist. Open up, spread really wide apart. Make a fist. Now let's go as fast as you can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, release. Isn't that crazy how tired that makes your forearms? Woo! All right, shake it out. Okay, let's do another breath in. Let's move our warm up a little down into the torso and the back. Let's come into a twist as you exhale. Inhale, bring it back up. Twist the other way. Good. One more each way. Nice deep inhale as you bring the arms up. And exhale, twist. Keeping the hips firm on the ground, rotating from the ribs, opening your chest. Good. One more set. Inhale, arms up. Arms open out as wide as you can. Reach your arms back behind you. Good. Exhale, hug it into the center. Clenching, flex those chest muscles. Open up wide, exhale. Inhale, squeeze it in. Exhale, release, open it. One more breath. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, open. All right, now let's come into our 90-90 zigzag posture. And before we start moving in this posture, we're just gonna hang tight here and kind of stretch that out just a little bit, getting a little bit of like, let your body get used to it before we really start moving quite a bit through it. So if you have your right leg in front, we're gonna bring the right hand over out to the side quite a ways so that you can lean all the way down onto your forearm and just open up that left side. So lay, yes, beautiful. Forearm, press down, palm into the floor. You're just supporting yourself, staying lifted up off of just dumping down here into the shoulder. So press down, make your right shoulder nice and strong, pressing up tall. Good. All right, and then let's come back up. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn this direction, rotating my 90-90 to the other side. You guys, yeah, you'll be moving. Yes, perfect. So Bray, you're gonna come this way towards me, I believe. So come up on towards your feet. Yep, and then just twist your legs the other way. That'll work, perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna scooch over here just a little bit. So now left arm is gonna come down onto your forearm and reach your arm up overhead. Press the right hip forward. Stretching through that inner thigh, hip flexors, down into your quad on that right side. Leaning, reaching overhead. All right, then lift yourself, come back up, shoulders stacked on top of your hips. Okay, so we're gonna turn to the right. So right back the way you came, flipping back over here to the side. Good. Okay, so one more time, we're gonna come into our side stretch. Reach across, drive that back hip forward. Open up that stretch. Left hip flexors, all in this tight area right here. You're just driving that hip forward. All right, come back up, and here we go. Switch over to the side. Stretch over, right to the right side, driving the right hip forward. I'm kind of close to the wall here. This is not the greatest space for me to stretch. Okay, now I want you to come back to center. Squeeze up here onto your toes and your heels into our low squat. Okay, we're just gonna rock from side to side here for a moment. Continuing to warm up. Stretch through those hip flexors, tight inner thighs. Mine are feeling really tight today. The same. Whew. That's okay. You can spread your feet wider apart, or it's okay if your heels don't reach the ground. All right, so from here, what we're gonna do is go from side to side in our 90-90. So we're gonna come over, setting one foot down. So basically your knee is gonna be straight forward on one leg. And then we're gonna work to just switching over to the other side. So we're gonna come, and you can use your hands if you need to. We're gonna come back to center here in our low squat, and then we're gonna transition over to the other side. And we're just trying to, with as much control and not dumping into the ground as we can. So rotating back up through center. Take a pause right here. And then coming over to the other side. Sit up nice and tall and twist your body all the way so your shoulders stay on top of your hips. Okay, here we go. One more time. Back up through center. All right, let's go over to the left. Sit up nice and tall. Stack right up there. Good. And back to center. All right, now while we're here, we're gonna do one more thing. We're gonna pop up onto our toes, come up, and back down. Here we go, 10 times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, do your best. Keep looking up, keep your chin up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's release. Straighten those legs up to a nice wide forward fold. Spread your legs out even a little bit wider, toes pointing straight ahead. Soft knees so the joint is not locked out, and let's just sway from side to side. Keep it nice, flat back, looking straight down to the floor, sending the tailbone long behind you, flattening out the lower back, neck in line with your spine, and just sway side to side. A few more times. Flowing through the movement, find your breath. All right, come over to the right side. Walk your hands farther over to the right, and let's just stay right here. Again, we're stretching through the left side, working on some strength in the right. Okay, now if you're kind of feeling like your neck is a little pinched and you want to just like drop your head, I want you to try and grab a block or two from this position so that you can keep your chest up nice and tall in this posture. Helping you to keep the spine long instead of like folding everything forward, staying up nice and long. We'll hold here for just a second and we'll go over to the other side. Good. Okay, so now come back up, straightening that right leg, bring it over to the left side. Walk your blocks over with you, and side lunge to the left. Good. Keep your head lifted up. There you go. Very nice. You can even make a fist and take a little bit of that strain off of your wrists, and just helps you kind of dig down into there, staying up nice and tall. Does that feel better? Yeah. Yes. All right, one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. All right, set those blocks over to the side. Bring your hands back to the middle. And we're gonna do a little bit of rotation here before we move on. So soften your knees, bring your toes out just a bit where your heels are closer to the midline. So heels are in, toes are out. Soften your knees and place your right hand right in the middle of the space between your two legs and open up your left arm, twist up. You can also use your block here if you wanted to lift the floor up a little higher. It's gonna help you open up in your twist a little bit more. Very nice, good. Tuck that shoulder blade flat down along, close to your spine on this left arm, lift it up, opening up the chest. And release, bring that back down. Left hand on the floor or your block, and the right arm opens up. Drive your hips back, Lengthening your lower back. Rotate, twisting in the rib cage. This is something I need to keep practicing. And release. All right, bring that back down. Okay, soften your knees, tick-tock your feet, walk it back up into forward fold. Soft knees, relax. Fold your belly down onto your thighs, release your chin to your chest. Inhale, slide your hands along your shins, flat back. Looking straight at the floor, flatten the shoulder blades, squeezing them together. Open your chest, lengthen the lower spine. Tailbone reaches out behind you like a tail. Exhale, soften your knees, fold forward. Inhale, slowly roll all the way up like a rag doll. Coming up. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And bend your knees, come down to all fours. All right, one more exercise we're gonna do, warming up the hips before we move on to our pitching and hitting postures. So we're gonna come back to our zigzag, kind of like our seated pigeon, 90-90, I don't know, so many names, whatever we call it. All right, and then we're gonna stand up on our knees. So come up tall on your knees, and this little practice here is going to help build strength in our glutes, and then we'll kind of settle into it for a stretch. So hold your arms up overhead, palms come together, go ahead and exhale. Bring your hands into your heart. So we're gonna keep our arms up here because this is a really great place to practice some strength in the shoulders by holding the arms up, but we're practicing releasing them down at the same time. So relax the shoulders down. Shoulder blades are not cinched up or rounding forward. They're laying down and flat along our back. And we're gonna hover down, but don't touch the ground. And then come back up. Get as low as you can without touching, and then come back up. Here we go, 8 more. Inhale down, exhale as you lift. There's 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go down one more time and hold while you hover. See if you can get down a little bit lower. A little bit lower. All right, come back up. Good. Okay, now hands to your hips. Drive your hips forward. Tuck that pelvis under, rotating the pelvis forward. Good. Stretching through the inner thighs. Okay, back down. One more side stretch. Left arm comes down, reach over to the left. Drive the hips forward. And release. Okay, go ahead and come back up onto all fours. Reach your right arm forward, left leg straight behind. Wrist lines up underneath, your elbow and your shoulder, nice straight line. Flex that left leg, reaching out through the heel behind you. All right, now we're gonna do 10 pulses at our heel. Lifting it up just slightly higher and back down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Come back to child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide on the edges of your mat. Sink your hips to your heels. Take some nice deep breaths. Exhaling with an open mouth, breathing space into that left glute. Mine is cramping up. Go ahead and come back up onto all fours. Step your feet up to your hands. Soft knees as you fold forward. Remembering here in our forward fold, head is relaxed, shoulders are hanging down towards the floor, but we're actively tilting in our pelvis, lifting that tailbone up, lengthening the hamstrings from the attachment on the pelvic bones. Inhale, rising your hands along your shins, half lift. Exhale, fold. Slowly coming all the way up, rolling like a rag doll, up to standing. Inhale, your arms up overhead. Exhale, soften the knees, fold forward. All right, come down to all fours. And here we go. This time, right foot in front, left leg behind, into our seated pigeon. Sitting up, nice and tall, great posture. Inhale the arms up, palms together, hands into your heart. We're gonna lift up onto our knees, getting our nice, even posture in the pelvis. Neutral, flattening out the lower back. So we're not overly arching or tucking under. We're in a nice neutral pelvis, meaning the abs are engaged, kind of that little zipper we talked about from on your pants down below your belly button, zipping it right up, and here we go. Sitting back, hover for 10. And up. 9. Sit your hips straight back. 7. Keep your chest lifted high. 6. 5, 4, 3, keep the shoulders relaxed, 2, 1, and let's come back down. Hold, take a nice deep breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale up to release. Nice job. And bring it all the way back down. Have a seat. Right arm reaches out over to the side. Left arm comes up and over as we stretch it out. Driving both hips forward, lengthening through that left quad. Inhale. Exhale, release. All right, back to all fours. Left arm reaches long, right leg extends back behind. Foot is flexed. Through the heel, right at hip height. We have 10 lifts here. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Big toes together. Sit back in child's pose. Good work. That's tough. Building strength in those glutes, stretching out through the outer hips. Take a moment. All right, let's go ahead and shift forward. Bringing the knees back together underneath your hips. Lay the hips down forward on the mat. Open up the front side. Sway back side to side. Oh. You can hear it in the crowd. Ah, feels so good. All right, back up to puppy dog. So this is kind of like child's pose, but the hips are gonna lift straight up in the air and you sink that chest down. Stretch through the shoulders. Really feel it coming down through the traps, the upper part of your lat muscle, all around those shoulder blades, really stretching all the way to the spine. And one more time, shift forward, lower the hips down, release the shoulders away from your ears. Great, okay. All right, let's go ahead and come up to standing. And we are going to move into some active holding sequence through our pitching and hitting movements in baseball and softball. So now clearly this pitching one is more designed for baseball. Today we'll do another one and another class that's a little bit more for softball. But pitching very easily kind of mimics some yoga and athletic mobility moves that we've already been building upon. And so I just wanted to follow through a little flowing sequence where we're going to hold longer than you would if you were actually throwing a baseball or swinging a bat. But the purpose is to help build stability in those poses to help keep you safe and generate power when you're throwing and hitting. So we are going to start in our mountain posture as if we were just standing on our mat, getting ready to start our practice. The base of all of our standing postures is a strong mountain. Even weight distribution through our feet, both legs, nice strong core, lower back is engaged and strong. So remembering here, I always have to kind of tuck things under just a little bit because my natural standing, it is a little more turned, like with my pelvis rotated to the back. So when I draw those abs in, it just kind of tucks everything under there just a tiny bit. Open up the shoulders, relax the shoulder blades down to the side. Now, one of these first movements that we come into for pitching is bringing the arms up overhead. So then we're gonna bring the hands down in front of the chest. So we're gonna hold here. And then to bring a little bit more strength into the legs, we're going to come back into our chair pose. So sink back into your chair, and it doesn't have to be super deep, but I want the weight to shift back a little bit more in your heels. So feet are gonna be straight ahead. Shift the weight into your heels. So you should completely be able to wiggle all of your toes, that your toes are not clenching down into the mat. Then draw your attention back here to the core. So we don't wanna sink down and then be like shifting forward here, okay? The belly is gonna stay pulled in nice and tight, scooping up underneath the ribs. Stay nice and tight here. All right, so now here's where it's kind of like not a real normal, smooth transition in a yoga pose, but from here, we are going to step the left foot forward, coming into warrior two. So we're gonna take a step out to the side with the toe pointing forward where this back foot is still going straight ahead. So we're gonna slightly bring the heel back behind our toes and lunge forward into our warrior two. Arms come out to the side. So if you think about your throwing, I want you guys to stay here and hold this posture. If you think about your throwing, you were here, hand in your glove, you reach out, so here's your arms, right, coming into our warrior two, and you take the step here to throw. So we're gonna hold here in warrior two, and where I want the focus to be is on this front leg, and we'll do this on both sides because I know you're only throwing on one side, but we're gonna work both sides for our balance and stability. Focus on really lunging forward into your lead leg. So for me this time, I was starting, this would be like right hand thrower, my left leg is coming forward. So knee and ankle are gonna stay nice and strong, stacked on top of each other, and you're really sinking into this quad. So it should start getting kind of tired, and let's come back. Really lengthen through the fingertips, open the collarbones, nice and long, and then check in with this back leg. We want this right heel to really be pressing down into the floor. Good, and we're lengthening all the way up through the leg and the side body. Okay, so from here, we're gonna rotate this back foot, coming into crescent. So we're gonna turn on this back foot, pivoting forward. Okay, so this will be the next part of the throw. Your whole body is gonna start turning with you, right? To face forward when you're gonna throw. So now the arm is coming up from behind. So we're gonna bring both arms up here into our crescent lunge. The weight is evenly distributed on these back toes and this front leg. So we shouldn't feel like we're leaning forward here or leaning backwards. We're staying stacked, nice and tall, shoulders on top of our hips. This back leg is working to become as straight as we can. Stretching through the hip flexor, strengthening in this quad,
And we're still driving forward on this right leg. Good. All right, now from here, this last part, our arms are gonna sweep down behind. We're gonna lift up to warrior three. Yes. Holding here, building strength and balance. And then we're gonna step this foot in to end again in chair. Good. Hold, and then come back up to stand. Okay, so I want to show you this one more time, and I want you to see if you can envision this throwing posture. And don't laugh or make fun of me, I'm not a pitcher. Okay, so standing here, we're in our chair, waiting, loading into our hips, right? The power comes from our hips, even in our throwing. So we're loading into chair. We're gonna take that step forward, out into warrior two. We're gonna throw, twisting forward to our crescent lunge. You're leaning through and you're follow through. The arms are coming all the way forward. And then we're gonna land with balance back here in our chair. Okay, you guys see that? How that's mimicking your throws? Okay, we're gonna do that one more time on this side, holding. We're gonna do 3 breaths in each posture before we move on to the next one, because it's not about being able to do that fast, because we're building strength so that you'll have power when you are doing it up to full speed, okay? So we're just working on here, building strength and balance and holding the posture. Then we'll repeat 2 times on the opposite side. So come back to mountain, and if you're standing it might help to stand on your mat long sideways like this, so that when you take the step out to the side, you're not stepping off of your mat. So come to the back of your mat, and let's face the floor with your right foot at the back of the mat. All right, so here we are in our mountain. Let's take a couple of nice breaths here, just getting into our even weight distribution, lifting the toes up, getting the core engaged, nice and active. All right, inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hand to your heart, sit back in your chair. 3 breaths here in chair. Okay, so really stick the hips and the butt back behind you, like literally like you're sitting in a chair. So it's a squat, as much as you can make it a squat, just sink straight back. Good, keep your chest and your chin lifted nice and tall. Good, one more breath. All right, from here, come up to stand. We're stepping up and open to warrior two. Take a nice big step forward. Come into the lunge on this front leg. Check yourself that your knee is stacked on top of your ankle. Arms come out at shoulder length. Palms face the floor and actively engage in your shoulders. Reach your fingers nice and long. Good. One more breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. Turn up onto your back toes. Pivot forward, arms sweep overhead. Crescent lunge. Work on straightening the back leg. Building strength. Fire up those quads on the back leg. Keep your balance nice here with your shoulders stacked on top of the hips. Make sure you're not leaning forward or arching backwards. Stay nice and tall. Leaning forward. Now arms sweep down. Palms face the floor. Press off this back leg. Come up to warrior three. Keep a good little bend in that front leg. This is basically a one-legged squat. We're building strength in the hip, all the way up through the glute muscle and the lower back. Draw the belly in. And sweep your foot down to match the next one. Bring your hands back to heart in your chair. 2 more breaths. Inhale. All right, nice job. Just come up to the front of your mat. This time we're going to go back the opposite direction. Back in your mountain. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Sit in your chair. 3 breaths. Okay, really sit down. Drive your hips back. You see how, do you feel that you're kind of like your knees are going this way and you're coming up on your toes? Sink into your heels and like really drive your hips straight back, like you're sitting in a chair, just like you're doing. Yes. That's it, perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna step with the right leg. Am I on the wrong side again? No?
Well, if you're lefty, then you're going this way.
Are we doing the opposite way now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm all confused. My left and right, very difficult things to me. Okay, right leg, steps forward. Warrior two, come into that nice deep lunge. Feel this right inner thigh stretching, building strength in the leg. Relax the shoulders, reach long through the fingers. Lift your head up tall, lengthening the upper back into your neck. One more breath. Okay, let's rotate. Pivot on this back toe. Bring the arms up. Crescent lunge. Keep the shoulders stacked. Draw the belly in. Straighten that back leg as much as you can. Release the toes on the right foot. Keep driving forward in your lunge. Okay, arms sweep down. Press up. Warrior three. Keep your neck in line with your spine, so try not to be aiming up here. Look just a few feet in front of you. Find a spot you can focus on to help with your balance. And bring that foot in, hands to heart, back in your chair. 3 breaths. Belly in, hips down and back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Okay, I'm gonna walk back to this part of my mat. We've got one more time through on this side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, chair. Yes, that's it. Weight in your heels. Hips are down. Draw the belly in. Scoop it up under the ribs. I know you guys are working hard. This is really good. All right. Inhale up. Take that step forward. Warrior two. We're so close, you guys. You're doing good. I know it's hot in here. One more breath.
Does it get hotter because of how hot it is outside?
Yeah. All right. Sweep the arms up. Core is strong. Lift that kneecap. Press down through the back heel. Sweep the arms down. Press up. Warrior three. Draw that chin just slightly towards your chest. Lengthen, draw the shoulders away. Lift your head straight out like an arrow from your back heel through the top of your head. And bring the arms in to your chair. 3 breaths. Okay, arms come up. Exhale, release. Okay. All right, last thing we're going to do here to finish up is working on this posture of our hitting. So in hitting, we're again going to start in our chair, but this time it's going to be a little bit wider chair. So we're going to start in a wide seated posture, coming down. Okay, so again, remember, I'm not talking about mechanics here. We're working on the postures that help build the same muscles that help you with strength. So these are going to be very similar to the pitching pose, actually, postures that we're going through. So we're here. We're really going to add in the rotation on these. So the next posture that we're going to go to is keeping this back leg strong, right? The weight wants to be shifted into this back leg. And we're going to rotate this front leg forward, okay? And then arms are going to come up and we're just going to hold here. This is not really like a yoga posture, but just while I explain when we go through this, we're going to hold here. Then we're going to immediately shift into the crescent lunge. And we're going to add a twist. So here, while I have my left leg forward, my right arm's going to come down, and I'm going to open up the left arm behind me to twist. So this is our follow through on our swing. Here, the weight is evenly distributed, right to left, front to back. We are very even in balance. nice and strong on both sides. Okay, so we're gonna bring it back around to our chair, wide chair, okay? We're gonna hang tight here for a second. We're not squatting back quite as much here, so we're more like just sinking down deeper with our legs a little bit wider. So we're gonna stay here. Let's go ahead and open the arms out to the side. Arms are active, and here's what we're gonna do. In one nice fluid move, we're gonna come up on our toes, okay, to move into our crescent lunge. Good. And then open up, finish your swing. Follow through. Okay. All right, let's come back up to our crescent and open back up. Warrior two. Bring it back in to our chair. Okay, let's practice on the other side. I'm gonna come over here to this end of my mat. Feet are a little more than shoulder width apart, okay? Come in to your swing. Stance for your swing. All right, same thing. Hips drive back. Don't tuck forward like this. We don't stand in the batter's box like this. Get into an athletic position. Good. Keep the chest up, but sink your butt down low. All right, so here we go. Now we're gonna twist on this. Remember, we're keeping the weight solid back here. Open up this front foot, and then we're gonna drive, twisting around. So we're working that rotation. Woo, I just felt that. Come all the way around. You've got that rotation. You're coming through. Now we're gonna keep going that same direction. Twist all the way around. Good. All right, we're gonna go in reverse. Bring it back up, step it back down to warrior two. Slide this foot in, take a little step in, back to our chair. Okay, this is not the most graceful thing in the world, but we're working on it. It's working the right muscles, right, Chris? All right, sink back. Take a little step forward. Get the weight on that back leg. Step it forward. Turning this foot. Now let's go. Turn and drive. Bring it around to the front. Be strong here. Griffin, where do you feel most of the weight here? Front or back?
Back.
Yes. Good. Now let's shift it. Bring it all the way around. Twist and open. Now do you feel more even here, or is it still on the back?
More even.
Good. All right, bring it back around. Finish it off, warrior two. Step it back in. There we go. Inhale, arms up, and back down. All right, so those glutes are pretty fired up right now. Quads have been working hard. We're gonna do a couple stretches to cool down here, and that'll be it for today. Excellent. You guys, it was warm in our room up here. It's hot, and we are working hard, so we are ready for a little cool down. Let's come down onto all fours and step the left foot forward. We're gonna come down, give a nice little stretch in our pigeon posture. So keep sliding on this back leg. Our foot, top of our foot is pressed down into the mat. Toes are relaxed. Hands nice and wide. I want you to come up onto your fingertips and inhale, lengthen through your spine. Get a nice little arch going in the lower back. Working on lower back extension. Keep driving your hips down towards the mat at the same time that you're lifting from the lower back. Good. A couple more breaths here. Holding, building strength in the core. Inhale and exhale. Fold all the way down as low as you can go. You could use a block if you wanted to bring the floor up to you to rest your head. You can turn it whichever way you need to. Just trying to take any pressure off of your shoulders and your neck, or if you can, go ahead and lower it all the way down to the mat. Focusing in this posture on keeping your hips neutral, stacked from side to side so that we're not spilling over, laying on this left hip.
or leaning too far over to the right. We're keeping the hips kind of hovering above our body, right, central, keeping the spine nice and long. Using the breath to exhale tension out of that lower back. Press back up. Lift up your back foot, come up onto your toes so you can lift yourself up into a plank to release this foot. Then I want you to come down onto your knees into child's pose, and then walk your hands off the mat over to the right and get a deep side stretch on the left side. Bring your arms back to center. Come back up onto all fours, and let's bring that right leg forward. Lengthening the left leg behind. Curl that leg nice and long. Relaxing the top of the foot down into the mat. Fingers spread wide. Tense your fingers. Press up nice and tall. Relax the shoulders. Release the upper body. Should be nice and soft. We're lengthening through the top of the back, your shoulders, your head is reaching tall, and extending through the lower back. Keep pressing the hips forward toward the floor. Find your breath, one more. All right, exhale, come all the way down. Find your block or the floor, coming into your fullest expression of pigeon. Exhale, open up the tight spaces that you're feeling in the hamstrings and your glute. Release the lower back. Lift your head, come back up onto all fours. Curl this back toe. Lifting up, release that leg. Come down to child's pose. Walk your hands over to the left this time. Drive your hips to your heels. Stretch out the right side body. Bring your hands back to center, up onto all fours, and go ahead and have a seat. Okay, fantastic work today. That was tough, strengthening workout. So I really hope that you take the next few minutes to go ahead and lay down on your foot back, open up your shoulders with your arms out to the side, completely relax your feet, turn the lights off, and just take 5 minutes or so to let everything kind of melt into the floor, relax it all, soak in all the good work that you just did, and we'll see you next time.